Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I am going upwind, trying to keep the boat nice and flat. Got a little bit of chop here at Grafham because the wind, as you can see, is coming over the dam, so it's coming over the long edge of the lake. So it's got probably about 2 miles there to build from where I am now. Got another mile, it could go that way if it wanted. So, gonna nudge up a little bit for the gust, let the boat power up. Gonna think about popping a tack in a second. Okay, I've missed the ley line there. Could do with a shift to help me back, but we'll go for the next mark instead. Actually, we'll pop a quick double tack in. Okay, and then back again. Okay, we're now going to go over to the beach on what is quite tight reach. Try and keep the boat flat. Okay, here we go. I'm bearing away past the mark, but in the lull I'll head up again. Alright. Okay, here we go. Head back up for the pat speed. Okay, bit of a lull here. Take a bit of height while we can. Get the way forwards. Okay. Okay, we're getting towards the mark now for a bit downwind. Now the wind's definitely a bit sheltered by the land there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going this way because the mark I want is over there. So get the weight forwards. It's actually really light in this corner, so we're going to pop a jibe in quick. Oh, that was a horrible jibe. It is bending a fair amount. Okay, we'll pop another one in now. Okay, got a lot of potential speed here. Let's pop a quick jibe in. Oh, fuck. Awful. Right, our next mark is the one by the water tower there. So we're going to see if we can find some pressure. Bit of pressure coming on now. Head up for the gust. There we go. I'll think about jibing back shortly. There we go, found a bit of pressure. Gonna jibe back on that. There we go, we're warming up now. Heading straight for the tower. Once we can get planing, we'll soak a little lower. Just trying to stop the bow from digging into the next wave. Okay, we're thinking about the mark rounding soon. Gonna start getting a bit of kicker on, a bit of downhill on. Gonna go for the jive now. That's it. Then we're gonna think about getting ready for the mark. So get all of the kicker on, hook on, and away we go. Oh, not my finest rounding. Bit more kicker. And then away we go. Okay. Same principle, gonna head up in the lows, bear away for the gusts, keep the boat nice and flat. Whoa, nearly lost my balance there. It's not too wavy and we're quite a tight reach now, so it can go a little bit further forward. There we go. Okay, add the gust that's wanting to power the boat up. That's fine. You don't really want to sit on a beam reach, it's quite slow. You sort of hit a maximum speed quite quickly. Okay, we're going to go for the mark now. So we're going to head up. Start our upwind leg. Bit more cono. Alright, away we go. So we have a little bit more kicker. So now the rig is really nice and flat. See my leech is nice and tight. Right. Now we're heading back over there again. Oh, I've got a bit of waves here. They will get smaller as we get closer to the mark. Oh gosh. Right. Make sure that mainsheet doesn't get caught around the back corner. Okay. See how we go. Bit of shift there. Shouldn't be too shifty from this direction. One, because it's had such a long time to build. It's kind of like a sea breeze, you could say. Very steady, but I do need to play for the gust. Direction's steady, but the power is not. Okay. We've got another big load of waves. That's it, nice, done. Gonna keep going, bearing away for that gust, sheet on a little bit more. Good. We're gonna try and gently steer it through those waves. Not something I've ever really done much of. We're gonna head up and bear away. Okay. While trying to make sure the rig doesn't lose too much power in the process, because it will dunk me in. Alright, we'll go free like that. Nice. Okay. Bit of a gust coming through now. Take it nice and steady. Grab those legs if you need to for stability. Oh, right. You can see my sail is very, very tight. Potentially do some more outhaul. Might try and pull some more of that on in a minute. Okay, we're nearly at our ley line. Continue to speed on for a little bit longer. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, we're nearly at our ley line, but not quite. Go a little bit further. Okay, we're at our ley line. Not a bad tack. Trying to see sitting out first thing. Bit of a wind shift there. Try not to stuff it too much into the wind. Pinching is not quick. Okay. We're nearly at our mark now. Okay, could do with a little bit more rig tension if I had thought about that. Good to know for next time. Right, okay. There's a lot of pressure as soon as I run that mark. So I need to be ready to get my weight back. I can even think about dropping myself a little bit now, bending my knee. Gust. Another big one coming, so I'll take a bit of extra height while I can. Okay, got the height now. Go for a bit of speed. Right, move our way a little bit further forwards. Okay, it's getting lighter, so we're going to hoik ourselves up. But we're going to try and make sure we keep the power on. Okay, give it kind of off. Open that sail up a little bit. Bit kicker off. Okay, another gust. Soak it nice and low. Alright, we're going to go back towards the tower to get that kicker off, get that outhaul off. Probably have to take both off to get them both off nicely. And we want to go to a mark that is sort of that way, but we know there's a lot more pressure on the other jibe. So we're going to go this way for a bit, get more conno off, get the speed going, get out into that better pressure. Okay, we're in a bit of a lull here. Looks like the pressure's about to come back on. Okay, here's the pressure. Pump on that. Gonna try and soak it really low. Okay, we're gonna go for a quick jibe, because it looks like all the pressure's channeling down the outside. Like so. Get the weight further forwards again. Ideally, if you can stay on your feet, it makes it easier to maneuver around if you need to. Right, get this soaking really nice and low. Bit more cono off. Okay, here comes the pressure. We've got a good bearing on the mark at the moment. And it looks like there's not really much difference. Definitely feels like maybe the right hand side is going to get a little bit more pressure. So I'm just going to ease into that. Get the boat planing, maybe. Okay. Here's the pressure. And now I can sort of soak really low, as you can see. So now, I'll move my weight a little bit further back. There we go. Lots of speed. And I'm just going to let it soak really low and head directly for that mark. So this gust is nice. Keep it planing. Just going to move a little bit further back to help it. Prevent us nose diving. Get the tiller extension out of the water. Right, we're getting close to that mark, so we're going to want to think about putting some controls on. Right, got the controls on, we're ready to go for our jibe. Okay, not a great jibe, but we can hook on. And this time we're much more prepared for the reach, which is arguably the much quicker part of sailing a 600 over the downwind. So we can get ourselves out, power back on. I haven't pulled quite as much kicker on, but that shouldn't hopefully be too much of an issue. Okay, lower myself a little bit there, just to help me keep the weight nice and low. Oh, big lull there. Potentially be a little bit higher for stability. Too low and I risk falling in. Oh, right, let's try to push that a little again. Keeping that nose out of the water just helps it get going. Don't need to be tons out of the water, but just enough. It starts to plane on the flat bottom. Right, round we go. Got a lot of kicker on. Right, big bit of pressure coming. Probably going to be a lift. Okay, big bit of pressure again on the left. Definitely going to shift us. Okay, we've got a bit of a problem here. Got our main sheet caught around the back corner. Not a big problem. Alright, let's try and get that cono on again. Okay, I'm stopping a little bit too close to the wind. Right, let's get back on the power. Alright. Whoa, big gust. Got a bit distracted there. Big gust coming. Okay.
That was all the commentary I had for while I was sailing, so just a quick clip at the end here of me just trying to go for one really fast reach before I headed in before the lake closed. As you can see, my goal here is to go fast, keep myself low, and generally just see how fast I can get going. Curious to see what you think. So here, got myself up the back corner, very high on the trapeze at the moment, so I will need to lower myself pretty soon. The sooner I lower myself, the more stable I'll feel, more comfortable I feel with both feet on that rack. There we go. Now we're going really nicely, just bearing away for that gust and just keeping the weight nice and low, just keeping that nose up, because as you can see I am hitting, and sort of there are a little bit of waves, so I am actually hitting them, so key to get that weight back, but also helps the boat get planing. But the problem I'm having is as soon as the gust ends, I'm sort of then too far back and digging the back in too much, so I need to sort of hoik myself up and get the weight forwards a little bit just to get it started again. Sort of got to constantly walk forwards and backwards, back once it's planing, but then move slightly forwards once it's finished planing. So yeah, going really nicely here, going all the way into the top left hand corner of the reservoir as you look at it on a map. Again, just being careful on that trapeze, trying to get myself low, but just focusing on working on my stability. You can see by some of these waves, they're pretty big for a reservoir. I mean, they're pretty small in the great scheme of things, but big for a reservoir. Now, the main reason, what I'm trying to achieve here is, as you probably saw with my before Christmas video, I really struggled with getting 2 feet on the rack when it was super windy. And then it's not honking in these conditions, but if I can get properly comfortable using 2 feet on the back corner while trapezing low, then that just helps me go quicker, but also helps me gradually get my confidence up for those really windy conditions where I typically put one on the rack and one in the back corner to stop me swinging forwards. But I think on the whole I'm pretty happy with this performance. I think that I was able to achieve what I was after, but definitely dug the back in a little bit too much there. But I wasn't racing, I was just trying to go quickly when the gusts hit. Just one quick note actually, this 360 camera I have on the back, I know a lot of you have been interested in how I've mounted it. Well, sadly it did fall off my boat the other weekend, so just thinking about what I want to do there, if I want to get another one or get something different, on how I want to mount it in the future so that it doesn't fall off. So it might be a slight pause or slight difference of future videos, but yeah, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see in the future. That will help me make my decision sooner. Oh yeah, here's a really good gust, just a little bit too heeled over there, that's nice and flat there. But then I just sort of run out of room. I also keep sheeting the main in when the apparent wind sort of hits, so as I start getting it really planing, I've got a sheet in just as the boat starts to go just that little bit quicker. Yeah, you can see I've got it pretty sheeted in despite the fact that I'm doing quite a broad reach, really. And then as soon as this sort of ends, I have to get the main back out again to let it breathe again, let it get back up to speed, sheet it back in for the apparent, and so on. Yeah, 1 foot down, get a foot back up. That's good. Perfect. Love it. There's no better feeling than just blasting along in a 600 like this and it trying to throw you in. And I think that's probably where I'm going to call it for the evening. I've got a load more footage from these evening sails. There isn't really much of a go of them other than just going around a square trapezoid sort of thing and just working on some maneuvers, working on some boat speed, generally just trying to get a bit of practice looking for the gusts. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more of those, let me know. I'm planning to do hopefully a few more of those in the next coming weeks.